Quick sound check, sound check, sound check. Quick sound check, sound check, sound check. Right, it's here. And we're good to go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. I have with me former heavyweight champion of the world and #1 contender, Bermane Stiverne. Bermane, how are we doing, champ?
I'm doing good.
Many people have many questions for you. How are you feeling inside yourself?
I feel good. I feel good. You know, I haven't had a chance to you know display what I really wanted to do um, last Saturday. Um, you know, I had he was able to land a punch behind my head, and that just threw everything out the window, and I was unable to recuperate. I tried to move around, but I couldn't shake the punch. You know, um, I even warned the referee that he hit me behind the head. But you know, hey, it's part of the game, I guess. You know, so it's what can I say? He was able to capitalize on it and get the job done. I just
Now,
wish it would have been a different ending.
now going back to the fight before the fight began, we're going to take this back because we have to kind of spool back to before we go forward. A lot of people would love me to jump on you now and ask you a whole lot of questions and repeat your threads. We're not here to do that. We're here to find out kind of what happened and go back and kind of let's take us back to, I think one of the focal points that everybody said was the scales. 254, the weight. A lot of people said that was going to be key for you.
No, but see, the thing about me is I wasn't worried about that because when I actually I got up at 2:45. I think I was up at 7, 8 in the morning, and the weighing was not till like 3 o'clock. So there was no way I was going to don't eat and wait till the weigh-in and then eat after. So when I weighed myself that morning, I was happy with the weight. Uh, and I went and got me breakfast, water, and all that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So what actually what the way my weight at the weigh-in was actually not that weight when I first got up in the morning. I could have stayed and not eat and entertain everybody and come in into you know uh, 10 pounds lighter for the public. But this is something that I chose not to do. You know, that's what I used to do before. I used to weigh in and weigh myself and then eat. So this is the weight that I want to be in, and even if I wait all day to eat and weigh myself and then eat, this is the weight that I would have been at. So I went and had breakfast, lunch, and drink, and that was it.
Now, many people, I would say lots of people, lots of experts, lots of boxing experts, lots of trainers, managers were concerned about. They go back to the weight and said, "Well, look, he had a year to prepare for this fight, and that's the condition he's come into." What are your
No,
responses?
listen. There's only one thing that happened that changed the whole thing was that shot behind the head. Everything, when hit me with that shot on the side, behind the ears, everything went out the window. I tried to shake it off. I mean, if he would have blew, like if he would have just wind would have knocked me down. You know, even at one point, he stood there in front of me for like 2 seconds, and I felt like if I would have went forward, I would have fell. So that's why I stayed. I stayed still and didn't do nothing. You know, there's a certain shot that that you take that just you know throw everything's out the window, and that was one of them. It's hard to digest, but it's part of the game.
The
My preparation, yeah, I was ready. I was prepared. I was prepared mentally. I was prepared physically. But like I said, I mean uh, that shot behind my ears was the shot that changed the fight.
Now, before that shot behind your ear, there was the 1-2 that initially dropped you.
No, the shot behind the head was before all that. Was before
Okay.
all of that. It was before all that. The 1-2 was it was not a heavy. It was just more so. Even if I would have it would have hit me on my arms, I would have went down. So trust me, like man, it's part of the game. What can you do? I mean, uh, there's nothing to take away from anybody, or I just wish that you know I was able to shake it off a little bit, but I wasn't.
Did Deontay Wilder punch any harder from the first time you fought him to the second time you fought
No,
him?
not at all. I promise you not. I promise you not. Promise you not. No, no, sunset. Uh, uh, sunset. The 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 the, the it was no, it wasn't. It's but that one shot behind my ears, like I said, that was the only thing that really shook me, and my game plan, what we had prepared, and all that. Everything went out the window.
Did ring rust come into it all? Do you think ring rust was that not being in the ring for so long and then not fighting and then fighting Deontay Wilder? Did that hurt you in the ring?
No, it didn't. I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like that.
Okay, so ring rust was an issue. Um,
No.
the strategy, I think I spoke about it beforehand. I said that for Stiverne to win this fight, he has to be on the inside. People believe that that was going to be strategy. You had to be on the inside, working his body and breaking him down from the inside and not fighting from the
It
outside.
was it was a bit of everything. It was a bit of everything, but yes, it was working the body was one. Getting close to staying close was another one, and moving my head. And but like I told you, I never had a chance to do any of that. You know, when he threw that right hand and he hit me with his forearm behind my ears, it was just all she wrote.
So basically, it was an ear. You may have a perforated eardrum or something like that. Maybe
So what?
a perforated eardrum where you get hit on the back of the by the ear and you just lose
It was
balance.
actually right there.
Right.
Right. right in the back of my ears. And you know, when she hit me, I don't know, but, I backed up. I even tried to move a little bit to realize that, oh, like I didn't really feel my legs. I was a little dizzy. I tried to shake it off, shake it. It wouldn't, because it happened. But actually, it happened to me when I fought Areola. Uh, and he hit me, and you know, and I moved away from him, and I, tried to shake it off. I was able to shake it off, but this one here, I didn't have any time to regroup or shake it off.
The other thing I want to talk to you about is when you arrived to the arena. I spoke to you up to the point of the night before the fight. Well, yeah, it was the night before we spoke, and you were in good spirits, and you were happy, you were laughing, you were joking, you finished the press conference, and you all seemed in really good spirits.
Right.
And like everyone, there's a lot of people who've been on this channel that have followed the journey with us and with you from the moment you obviously before you took the title, you won the title, you lost the title on the channel, and now we followed you on the journey back to fighting Deontay Wilder. And there were a lot of people who actually who when they first understood Bermane Stiverne, they were like, this guy doesn't talk, this guy's not sociable, blah blah blah. And they understood that wasn't who you were. And they understood they actually felt invested in you. There was an investment in you. There was almost a real connection because they had one-to-one time with a fighter. They were to ask that fighter questions, so they felt really invested in you, and they
Right.
themselves really wanted you to win the world title. So what happened on the night? I mean, the backlash or the people that were saying things like, "Wow, all this and this happened." I'm sure you can
Hey,
appreciate that.
this is yeah, of course, but you gotta remember this is the heavyweight division. Wherever you land a punch, it will hurt you. You know, whether it's a legal punch or illegal, it's still gonna hurt you. Uh, who knows? I could have shake it off and felt it, a couple rounds later and injured myself seriously. You never know. But like I said, it's a heavyweight division, man. You all it takes is one punch, and wherever you land the punch, it will hurt. You know. But like I said, man, I tried really the hardest I could to shake it off. I even mentioned it to the referee. Um, you know, but I wasn't able to you know regroup myself.
So let's talk about when you came to the arena. That was something that I spotted. You came to the arena and you looked almost in a glaze, like in a complete mist, like blank, like no sort of expression, nothing when you came to the arena. And then when you were coming to the ring, you looked like if almost vacant, like you didn't really want to be there. That was what it seemed like. What was going through your mind? Yeah, what was going through
Well,
your mind? Because nobody knows.
nah,
What was going through your mind at the time?
nothing, man. I was just, I mean, I was anxious. I was ready to get this done. You know, uh, you know, this is something that I was waiting. I've been waiting on. So, it was all of that. But as far as saying that not wanted to be there, that's not that's
That's
incorrect.
not that's not the truth. No, I know.
No, of course not. Of course not. I mean, I'm not that's gonna make a show with that walk to the ring and having a big smile on my face when I don't feel like smiling, or showing people that I'm mad and I'm about to kill somebody, or that's not, you know, I'm not gonna. This is not what you're gonna see in my face. Like uh, you know, I didn't. When it comes to, I mean, if people, I don't know why people are saying that, uh, like I didn't want to, or I don't know. I don't know what they see, or but
I think
it wasn't that at all.
It really is, because it's like, it's how you were for the whole of the build up, the training, even in when we were watching you doing the workouts with the head movement and all that stuff. People were really excited. They were really like hyped for it. They thought, wow, we've got a big fight here. After everyone, a lot of people discrediting the fight and saying, oh, Wilder Stiverne, why are we watching this fight? We saw the workout, we saw the press conference, people were hyped. They wanted to see a fight. Unfortunately, the fight didn't go the way it was meant to go, or the way you wanted it to go. Understandable.
Right. Like I said, man, it's the heavyweight division. All you gotta do is just land one punch.
Okay.
No matter where it lands, this is the first time. I mean, this is the first time that happened where the way it was stopped, whatever. But um, other than that, you know, I just wish I had a chance to actually
Show what you could
play
do.
what I was getting. The way we were prepared for the fight.
So the press asked Don House about your weight. And I go back to this, and people say, well, Don House, well, how did he allow Bermane to get himself into that sort of shape for the fight again?
But like I said, my weight when I got up in the morning and when I went to the weigh-in, it's two different things.
So how
So
much
for
did
me,
you weigh? Okay, so in that case, then how much did you weigh before you got to the arena?
45.
You were 245.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Because a lot of people said they wanted to see you in around 240. 245. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So let's talk about the future. In terms of, first of all, how do you feel as a fighter in terms of punch resistance? Your fight against Derek Rossi, people say, well, you got dropped there. Now the situation's happened with
Uh,
Wilder.
Rossi,
Does that play anything on your mind?
that's no. Rossi was something different. Rossi was I wasn't. I mean, was I in a good place in my career? No, I wasn't. But uh, can I say that Rossi was like a drop? I wouldn't even call it a drop. But you know, uh, no man. This one Saturday, boy, Saturday I was ready. Mentally, physically, I was ready.
All
I was
right.
ready.
Let's move on from it. Let's talk now. Moving forward, are we going to see you back in the ring soon? And obviously, because you've been knocked out, there's a process. Are we going to see you back in the ring soon, or are we going to wait, or what's going to happen with Bermane Stiverne now?
The end of February, early March,
Early March.
or the end of February.
Okay. Are there going to be any changes to your team? Are you going to stick with the same team? One of the suggestions, funnily enough, people are deciding what you should be doing with your career beforehand. And people say, oh, you know what? I think Stiverne should join Bashir full time. Your thoughts on that?
Wow. Okay.
I said Bermane's a loyal man. He's not going to even Don House. But your thoughts?
That's not gonna happen. No, that's not gonna happen. Of course not.
So it's not going to happen. You and Bashir, long time, full time. It's not going to
Me,
happen.
me, 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 me and Bashir, we're good friends, yeah. But as far as me firing down the house, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, so that's what I said. I couldn't see you leaving Don House. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you said you're going to be back.
I always said that I started with Down the House and I will finish with Down the House.
Okay. Does the R word come anywhere near your mind, or is it a case of, well, that happened, brush it off, let's move, keep it moving? The R word. The R word, retirement.
it's in the mind of everybody. Everybody has to do that one time at some point.
But it's not in your mind.
At some point in there. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
That's good.
If it was, I wouldn't tell you February, March.
Well, everyone's entitled to change their mind. Bermane, remember?
No.
You said you wouldn't take step aside money. You took step aside money.
No, hold on. That was different. and I even told you off the record. I even told you what I was doing.
I know.
I even told you.
I know.
That was for the public, but off the record, you know.
I know.
You know why I did it.
You know I'm teasing you. But in all seriousness, I mean, so you're going to come back. I mean, like, so what happens? Obviously, what happens between you now and March? I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back into training camp as soon as possible? Are you going to let the Christmas go and just kind of rest up, or what's going to happen?
Oh, rest a little bit. You know, a couple weeks, and then head back to the gym. You know, this is what I do. You know, we I had a chance to had a little talk with Josh and Jay Prince. So you know, it's the way that this fight went. You know, like I said, it didn't go in my favor, but you know, it was unfortunate that I was not able to you know show what I really could do, but you know. But this is no. I mean, like I said, it's So what I'm saying is, you know, no, man. I'm already scheduled to be back in the ring, and you know, we'll go from there.
Are you looking when you make your comeback? Is it going to be against somebody that's a high ranked opponent, or is it going to be one of these ring rust fights? Top 10.
Let's talk after the record. Let's talk after the show.
Is there a possibility you would face Dominic Brazil?
Let's talk after the show.
Okay.
We can talk after the show.
Okay. Fine. What's your relationship now with Deontay Wilder? He came across and he told you after this that he told you that he loved you, and two brothers shouldn't be the way that they are. Has your respect level changed for him, or is it still the same, or is it just buried now?
Buried. I don't know. What did he say?
He said that he loved you, and that, you know, like two brothers, you know, we need to be together and no fighting, and basically two black brothers, we need to be together, not fighting with one another and hating. So he's basically said he had lots of love for you and a lot of respect for you because you got in the ring and faced him, unlike other people.
I don't have an. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I thought that he owed me a rematch. I mean, it was done. Not that he gave it to me. It was done. You know, it didn't go my way, and he was able to capitalize on it and to take advantage of the situation. You know, what can I say? he did what he had to do as a champion, and he's the man. So he was able to, like I said, take advantage of it. So
So
what can I say? All I wanted was
your chance.
yeah, the chance to, and you know, it didn't work in my favor. So
Okay.
you know, it's out the window. So you know, and now I get to you know, maybe show everybody that you know what I could what I can do. What's that? What I'll be able to climb back the ladder. If I need to do that, then I'll do that. Then you know, I could show people that you know I'm still here and I'll do what I need to do to get where I need to get.
You talked about the dressing room. Did you have any disturbances in your dressing room before the fight, or was your dressing room the way you wanted it?
No, I didn't really. Didn't have a lot of people that was in there like that. Uh, I know when we first got there was a lot of people in there. Uh, I think it was when we first got there, it was the Molina fight,
Okay.
and there was like 4 fights before me. But at the time, it was a lot of people in the room.
Okay.
So when I actually got, you know, started to get ready, we started to walk out. You know.
Okay. 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 Um, are you going to be going back down the WBC route, or are you going to go down another route because obviously Deontay is the champion?
Oh boy. I mean, it's not I don't see why. Actually, I'm trying to be in every single one of them.
Ah,
You know,
all governing bodies.
so of course.
Sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. Um, so I think we've covered your feelings towards Wilder now. Obviously, nobody wants to, you know, be happy that somebody knocked them out. Nobody's happy about that. I don't think anybody's going, yeah, I'm happy I got knocked out. Obviously, you're not happy about it. Who would be? But you are respectful of the fact that he's done what he's done. He's capitalized. He's taken his opportunity. He's the champion. So you kind of moved on from that now. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, moved on. Yeah, but I'm still behind it.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
glad.
it's you got. I mean, like I said, all I wanted was to go back in there. You know,
One of the
and you
questions
know,
somebody asked me to ask you is why have you two things? Why have you chosen to do the interview of us first when you could have spoken to a lot of the American media? And two, um, yeah, why did you want to do the interview of us first? And the second question is, how have you had the courage to come back so quickly to do an interview? I didn't think I'd be speaking to you for another month, to be honest, not till Christmas time.
no, I mean, you gotta look at it the way the fight turned out because uh, you know it was really something that you know the punch on the side of behind my ears, like I said, just threw everything out. You know, changed my plan and you know, psychologically and physically. So you know, it wasn't it's not a loss that uh, 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 it's like I ran into a punch and the punch didn't stop me or anything like that. It was just the way I felt, you know. But you know, all of these is just part of the game, and you know, it's you know, things happen. Things happen, and you know, I'm very very, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I just put it like this: this loss is not a loss that um, I'm having trouble to digest. Of course, it's disappointed because I didn't at least get the chance to fight back or mix it up a little bit.
Okay, for those who
That's
would
the only
suggest,
thing. That's the only thing only thing
you regret.
that I regret. Yeah.
For those who would suggest that you were in it just for the money, because there's that side of the media saying Bermane was in it for the money. He took the money, and as soon as he got a chance, he found the canvas. Questions to that now, and you know where they're coming from.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. I I wouldn't even answer that shit.
Thank you, and also,
This is very stupid.
yeah, I know you. I know you would say it's stupid. I think it's stupid because I saw the punches that landed. But at the end of the day, there are people, and there are media people out there that will ask you such dumbness and actually believe it.
Mm, exactly.
So, you know, how do you feel? How do you feel in terms of the way the media's treated you regarding, the two fights now? And
I could care less about the media, especially certain ones.
you know who they are then.
Of course, I know. I know all of them. So the ones that come and tell you I'm rude and just this and that. Yeah, I'm rude. I'm rude with you. I'm not rude with anybody else.
And the reason
You know, I'm
is,
I'm 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 not a man that fix the phone. If I don't like somebody, I don't like somebody.
oh,
And if you wanna come and try to give me some kind of interview and you know I don't like you, and I'm telling you I don't like you, and you still come and do an interview, you're not gonna get what you came for. You know, we all do this for. There's something about what we do, or what any athletes do. We do this to feed ourselves,
hmm
to take care of our family. We do a lot of sacrifices, and we do a lot of things that most people wouldn't do because of our career. And people that never been or at least uh, uh, um, um, I'm just saying, like, it's easy for somebody to be a how you call them, uh, internet bully, or make comments about this and that. Is people that never laced the gloves in their life. Is whether it's me or somebody else. All they see is two guys that's in the ring trying to take their head off, but they don't know uh, the things that we have to go through, the sacrifice we make before the fight. There's a whole lot of different things, and I might add there's a lot of people that wouldn't be able to deal with the things that we deal with. Most people it would have been too much of pressure, too much stress, and too much and this and that. And most of us, the real fight is what we do is deal with it. And then for people to make comments and making fun of fighters and stuff like that, I could care less.
okay, that's
Because
that's
because you know what would bother me is if things like that, comments would come from uh, family members
mm,
or children or my close friends.
right.
But that's not the case. Anybody else that I don't know or people that want to have to have something to say or whatever. I could care less about that because it don't bother me. Actually,
Understand?
actually, you talk about me. Shit, I'm happy. I mean, free publicity is better than
No
bad
problem.
publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Absolutely. If they're
So
talking
so keep
about you,
so
they're talking about you.
so keep repeating my name. Keep saying my name. More power to me.
And on the subject of family and friends and well wishers after the fight, how was it for you? Because I heard
Good.
from
Very, very.
somebody very close said to me that, well, not somebody who knows you fairly well. No, somebody who does know you well said that, like at the time, which is understandable, you didn't really want anybody to see you after the fight, um, because of what happened. So,
No, no. Everybody was there.
really,
Everybody went. People that was in the crowd came in the dressing room.
really,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I wasn't there, so okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right, okay. I had a friend from Canada that came over to see you fight. Um, Good friend from Canada that came to see you fight.
Yeah.
She
No,
came.
but I always had something against people coming to my fight, whether it was close friends or family, or I didn't like that.
You don't like it.
I never did like it, and this was probably the first fight that I was okay with it.
Okay, I understand. So, in terms of well wishers and people who have been encouraging to you, obviously after the fight, how much has that helped you?
A lot, a lot, a lot. But we could talk off the record.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
We'll,
absolutely,
we'll, we'll talk off the record.
absolutely, absolutely. Look, I've got a couple of questions to ask from people in the room, and I've got to do it because if I didn't, they're gonna pull me to one side and probably lynch me. So, let's see. No, I'm not going to ask that question. No. We know about when you're going to get back in the ring. Let's see here. Oh dear. Yeah. Did you see what happened with the Breakfast Club? You've made yourself in the Breakfast Club.
I
Did you
know.
hear about that?
May shout out to Charlemagne.
Have you got a message to him?
I'm I'm happy he knows who I am.
Okay. Fantastic. So that's the Breakfast Club sorted. In terms of Deontay Wilder moving forward, he's calling out Anthony Joshua. What are your thoughts on him fighting Joshua?
Um, Joshua.
You back Joshua to beat Wilder?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I knew it was house.
Let's see. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we've got. Any other questions here?
How's always pulling about the blue and shit.
So what's going to happen with yourself and Don King? How does Don King feel about everything?
We could talk about that off the record.
Okay, all right, fine.
Yours might be too powerful. Other buy a little battery operated one. Real talk. You know, I'll fuck my bitch up.
Okay. All right. Bermane, thank you so much for talking to us on BWTM Sports. We really appreciate you. Hold on. I can't hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Always
And
a
do
pleasure.
you have a message to your fans before you finish?
more than tubes?
I mean, the fans, thank you. Apologize that everything didn't go the way we were supposed to. Right now it's just minor setback, and you know, I climbed it before. I know exactly what it takes to climb it back, and I will climb it back. Pretty much.
Bermane Stiverne, as always, thank you so much for being on the Shorts.
Pleasure.
Take care, chat.
Call me.